All right, are we live?
Yep.
All right. I really hate that we still have no theme music for this
I
program.
know. I will look into something. I can't guarantee anything because I also need to run it through Mac.
Because I'm not always looking at the stream at that particular moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
And, with our program, I'm
Yeah.
used to the audio cues. So, anyway,
Mm.
welcome to another installment, a chaotic installment of Moonhawk Studios Presents. Um, I'm your full on host, Adam, which obviously means that Mac is indisposed this week. He is busy, Ubering like mad in order to avoid certain peril. We don't know exactly what the peril is, but we just know it's perilous. Anyway,
Mm.
joining us, Petty, Galix, and Kevin are here to fill out our ranks. Um, um,
Somehow.
Indeed.
well, I mean, this thing just keeps going. Um, anyway,
Somehow.
so in addition to Mac not being here, our guest was unable to join us as well. In fact, that's why the start time here has been so late. Um, he has lost power, um, and his internet network
Because if
is
it's not
down.
one thing, it's another.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm like, you learn to roll with the punches after a certain amount of time. Like, so
Mm-hmm.
instead of our usual brand of programming, we're going to go back into the vaults of yesteryear. And this time, we're going to look at something not specifically planned for my other show when Matt runs short a guest. We're going to look at some ephemera from the 1980s in terms of toys
Mm.
and figures. Um, Now, you may have heard of things such as Transformers or GoBots, even maybe Mask, if you're a bit more cultish, but you've probably never heard of Computer Warriors. Um, this is Mattel's bafflingly late entry into the transforming robot genre because um, they introduced the figure line and all of the assorted bits and bobs around 1989 to 1990. Now, if you know your toy history, that is a gulf of time between that and the heyday of Transformers and GoBots. We're talking 5 years to 6 years. That's an eternity in toy time, especially back then.
Literally, you were
Like,
talking at the time frame where the people they were trying to market this to have grown out of toys.
right. Maybe that is the thinking here that, so much time had passed. And, once again, we are in the era of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles being the biggest thing on the planet in terms of toys. Transformers is not dead,
Mm.
but uh, you know, actually, I think it might have been put in the ground at this particular
But,
stage. Trying to remember when Gen 2 showed up. I think it was a bit later. Um, point is,
I think it was right around this point. Yeah.
yeah, point is, it's an unusual time to be launching this particular concept from Arrival, but maybe not the worst
Mm-hmm.
time, at least on paper.
Uh
Um,
huh.
the problem is we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
Mattel in 1989 to 1990. Um, guess what their big horse was that year? The New
Oh boy.
Adventures of He-Man. Yeah, Mattel
Well.
isn't in the best. Yeah, Mattel is in the best place. So
I real thought He-Man was later than
Mhm.
that. Holy fuck.
no, the New Adventures of He-Man
This
was released in like
New Adventures
1980.
He-Man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
um,
Somewhere around then. Yeah.
yeah, and that probably took all of the resource planning away from this thing, because
Mm-hmm.
um, this only made it to pilot, which did air in syndication. I actually caught it, or I'm not sure if I caught it on television or if I definitely watched it on VHS. So, with that in mind, we're going to look at what they were trying to sell, not necessarily us, but the networks.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody.
I mean, obviously, the ultimate point here is to sell the toys to the children, but this is a pilot, which is designed
the toys do all right, at least for 80s toy standards?
The toy line lasted a year. It had a wave. It came out. I don't think it did any real business. But anyway, so we're going to see if this is as bad as 1980s cartoons get, or maybe we've got a hidden gem in our midst. Maybe something in between. But let's get into it.
But first, the ad.
Evil viruses are attacking the world's computers, and the computer warriors have been generated to stop them. A soccer trophy changes into an evil techno tank.
No. I look at this and I think we've just got the world set rehearsal for reboots.
They straight up just had Pepsi.
Yeah, that is an actual Pepsi can.
This is more Mighty Max than anything else.
Well, I'm talking about the premise, not the actual toys.
Yeah.
And it would be Polly Pocket at this point. And this is a bit before my...
Insofar as it is for boys, it is Mighty Max.
And that's...
The logo was so freaking generic and basic.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But it's a computer font.
I mean, let's not throw stones that are...
We're in for it now.
Yeah. Let's not throw stones that our glass house can take.
Well,
I didn't make either of these shows iconography.
True. Okay, there's a name to know there. Bill Croyer.
Oh, no.
Because... No. The oh no's the other name we saw, Carl Mason.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, it's like I said, oh boy, Carl Mason, we're in deep now.
So you'd think Parallax is talking about the astronomical thing, but that's with 2 L's. With 1 L, it's actually a laxative for people that are paralyzed.
Shut up.
I'm like... I think that's everyone's reaction watching this, because it's 1990
Did Bro just die?
He might have.
Hell?
Oh.
Huh?
Core dump?
Oh boy.
Things are happening very quickly.
Jesus,
I'm not sure
bro.
I'm not sure. Okay.
Lord.
Yeah.
They don't make computers this big for a reason.
Well, it's not so much...
Yeah. Poor
okay.
dumb, huh? Oh, okay.
Generating antivirus. Okay, go ahead.
Well, first we're getting introduced to our lead figures.
Yes. Oh man, AI.
These viruses have made an unauthorized entry into the bit stream.
I mean, if we could do this to generative AI, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
The self-proclaimed leader of these viruses is Megahertz.
Megahertz, no!
Like I said, it's already rebooted in its terminology.
Yeah.
A lot of computer jargon.
I'm over here like I know all of this. This hurts.
Of course.
Like all AI programs?
Yes.
Parallax has forged a team with strengths and abilities necessary for the successful
AI programs with intellect. What are you talking about?
responsibility of finding and neutralizing the viruses rests with
A
you.
cube on your chest there?
You are the diagnostics program. It's up to you to keep the computer warriors functioning at peak performance. Micron, you will provide statistical
Micron.
analysis of the mission, keeping constant contact with the vast databanks found throughout the network. And Scanner, your built-in programming will enable you to follow the trail of the viruses no
We
matter
do
how
have
I mean, I don't.
cutscene or
Because closed captioning.
this exact location
Closed
in the-
Closed
Captioning.
captioning for the hearing impaired.
hi, hello,
You're hearing impaired?
kind of.
Scanning all
Huh.
available pathways. Scan the pathways. Scan the pathways.
So you may be noticing something about the animation here. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
It's,
Very early CG or imitating it.
it's vector.
it's no, it's CGI being integrated with traditional animation. This is the point I was trying to get to earlier, because Bill Croyer worked on. William Croyer worked on some stuff. The least of which is Tron.
Yeah.
Ah!
Which had much less
Really?
CGI than you'd think,
The
but some.
Screamtron!
Yep. Production,
Well, the
storyboards,
Scream
computer
Tron.
imaging, and choreography.
I mean, admittedly, this
And it-
doesn't look bad.
And everything's
Well, this is-
everything's transparent because the textures are hard.
Honestly,
Basically.
this looks okay for a 1990 syndicated cartoon. This looks fucking amazing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is very readable. I'm just poking fun at it.
Right, right. I'm just saying that, like, on actual technical terms, this looks stunning. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think that they would have been able to keep this up if they gone to regular series.
Oh hell no!
No. They're gonna run out of money in 2 days. 2 episodes, like maybe it's 3 episodes, maybe. 4.
I mean,
Alternately use it as stock footage.
Probably would have been stock footage. Yeah.
Yeah, unless
Speaking
they got a buttload of money from a sponsor.
That
Well,
Pepsi
I mean,
sponsorship.
Well, not just
Yeah.
that, but IMAX. And
Yeah.
more to the point, Mattel was bankrolling this. You know, that's about as big as you can get in terms of toy people.
Yeah. Yeah. Swell.
Yeah. It's just, you know, the questionable thing here is the design.
Yeah.
Like, not so much the characters, they're odd, but they're distinct.
Yeah.
But it's the
Yeah.
backgrounds. I mean, like, the
Yeah.
backgrounds are very much, this is what 1990s cartoons think the internet is.
Or was
Seriously.
going to be.
Right, but
Yeah,
seriously,
I want the Magic School Bus.
oh
like-
god, that's one to
What's
go
that
into
one?
later.
yeah.
Yeah. I lost that one Magic School Bus episode. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Computer warriors to parallax. Virus neutralized. Returning to central core.
Well, that was easy.
They straight up killed a man.
I wonder.
Okay, he's showing doubt. That means they're still alive. Plus, it's only been like a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's check that runtime.
And
yeah.
Yep. and they're hanging on that shot.
Jesus.
Ta-da! And there goes the Mystique.
Yep.
The fucking
Pepsi
Pepsi.
got right there.
No, that's just pep. It's different.
Pepis.
No,
Functional.
Pepsi.
Correction. Partially functional.
Also, the animation
Wait,
here is weirdly expressive.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Like, I am not used to 1980s cartoons or even a lot of 1990s syndicated fare animating this smoothly. This is honestly, this is
only
too
what-
good
this-
for your genre.
Yeah, and it's definitely something that would not last a full series. Definitely.
No, not
Bad.
at this level.
No.
Relax, Index.
No, You will get the 4 frames of animation and the
You will like it.
simplified character designs.
Oh, hi,
We will
man.
get deep to work on this. They do it for
Oh my
cheap.
god. The mystique of this just went right down.
I can't believe
That mystique is gone.
my computer's on fire.
My computer's on fire? Bro
Well, yeah,
has
it just had 2 tiny little guys blasted out of it.
Homework.
Yes, that's the thing to do.
Heating my computer? How rich are you, dude?
a 90?
like-
Yeah, fuck.
The manual.
He's
Yeah,
he's
1990.
probably
Shoot,
get shit named after your family, Rich.
Probably.
definitely. Gotta be.
I mean, he's got a CD-ROM drive in 1990,
You're right.
Yeah.
among other things.
This is not the bit.
Yeah.
It's a world populated by giant, hostile carbon units.
Carbon unit. Mm-hmm. Sure.
I mean, you're not wrong,
Could've
but
come up with
also,
anything
how do
else.
you know?
Could have survived an energy surge.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, one, how do you know? And number 2, you couldn't come up with something even more, quirky.
Yeah.
They gotta keep in the parameters of dialogue here.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be computery. They're silicon-based life forms, so of course you work
I think I
carbon
got
units.
something.
That is some
The power surge
typical sci-fi
also gives us
jargon.
the ability to transport ourselves between the cybernetic matrix of the bit stream.
How do we get
Mission.
exposition cables.
In theory,
Yes.
we should be able to be reabsorbed into the bit stream through this portal, following a simple reformatting procedure.
brilliant as usual,
This is
Index?
formatting,
We forgot
bro.
to highlight the fact this portal is damaged.
Well, then, I guess
I should make Petty watch an episode of Reboot.
giant carbon
I like
units able to
Reboot.
repair it.
Right, but I think the technical terms would break your mind.
Oh, yeah, no, when I was,
I
10,
suggest we find hiding places
it
until
was
the portal is
fun.
repaired.
Now that I'm a computer tech, it would make me rip my fucking eyes
Where
out.
would you suggest we hide?
Exactly.
Like, just blatant. That blatant zoom out right there.
I'm like, Pepsi paid handsomely for this endorsement for some reason. No, seriously, why?
Like,
Why did Pepsi think this was a winning point?
Did Pepsi
I almost
bankroll
wonder
this
if
because,
Mattel paid for that ad spot.
I mean,
No,
or did PepsiCo? Like,
some
think it was
amount of
like-
money was exchanged somewhere for
Yeah.
that.
yeah. I'm half expecting a KFC ad to show up or a Taco Bell ad because that's
If
what
it was
Pepsi
part of
owned
the
at
plan for
time.
the toy line to have a Pepsi can, they probably wanted to get product placement in the show, too.
Pretty certain that product placement would be erased if that went to Siri. Oh Lord!
Where are we?
Oh.
Dimension, also known as Earth.
Oh, yeah, that mystique is gone, brother.
Search for viruses.
This is
Put
what
them
I was
back in the
talking about.
computer. Jesus.
So,
Strange-looking
yeah,
artifact.
there we go. That's the look of a 1980s syndicated cartoon. Good and shitty and
Did we get a time check just to make sure when this happened?
Oh,
Well, if it
Oh,
says
I
in
don't
19...
know.
Well, I
Guy's
mean,
face is
halfway.
still getting some Sakuga there.
Oh dear God Almighty! Yeah. Oh yeah, it's gone.
You had
Oh.
such
Sure that the people
promise,
who
and
watch
then
this-
you fucked up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the people who watch
I mean,
this. Oh Lord!
that is more promise than I would ever have expected from something like this. Be honest.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure people in the networks were watching this pilot and in those minutes of the computer. They're like, oh, this looks interesting. Right at the minute that silver head appears and is no longer transparent. Out.
Yep.
Yeah. I imagine the execs probably popped the VHS at that point.
Possible escape route sighted.
I mean, I know for a fact that
From
NBC told
another
me.
cartoon.
On second thought,
Like, shouldn't
That's
you be
a
in
dog.
the?
exit through this open passage.
Yeah, shouldn't that
Let's
dog
say-
be in the
let's go.
wacky screwball comedy
Is
down the
the dog
hall?
or is that a tiger?
If we don't get out of here soon. Follow me.
Dog? Tiger hybrid? Mega Hybrid? What the heck?
If you look at the faces that are currently on the screen and that's your fear,
Index, which way did they go?
I'm not fearing. It's just it looks like a dog. Looks a little tigerish.
Artificially constructed environment.
oh my god, that is a 60s era bathroom if I've ever fucking seen one.
Or some kind of a freaking 80s CD-ROM.
In our current
Fitting, I
situation,
guess.
we are open to attack by both the viruses and the hostile native
Get more.
population.
The viruses have shown us
Mustard and sorbet.
Camouflage shells?
from a recent skirmish.
What they could? What they couldn't get a Bayer endorsement?
Can opener.
Oh my god.
Well, what are we waiting
Oh,
for?
Yes, the electric brand can opener.
Like I said, money exchanged hands so Pepsi could be part of this.
Scan carefully. Probabilities indicate they must be in this chamber.
How does this
What
work?
probabilities? Where, like, are you doing that in your brain, or are you doing that on your?
See, computers are basically magic as far
Clock
as they
or
know.
Flip clock? What the hell? Digital
No.
clock. Oh my goodness.
Oh no, that is a time tell. The actual toy had time. So this is a case where the toy was officially endorsed, but the
I didn't get the
cartoon
Timex
representation- yeah. However that works.
Timex is too sophisticated for cheap stuff like this.
Once again, it's not necessarily it's cheap. It's just we know where their money went.
Right.
It went into animated.
Or at the very least, Timex told him to go screw it.
Yeah, no. It went into the fancy 3D effects that we just saw.
Yes.
Just once again, much more of a budget than these things usually have.
That is still way too tight for those light bulbs going out.
Why is You Might Think from the Cars playing in my head right now?
I
Don't
have
worry
no
about
idea.
it, let it happen. Jesus.
Lord.
Like I said,
Like, how is this
Primitive
How-
servo system.
I can see it on my screen.
primitive?
Think we can flesh them out?
Even more primitive than it is now.
Yeah. Bold of them to talk about primitive.
oh my god,
Yes.
that washing machine. Like, did the artist just have 2 minutes to draw that?
Oh no, a
I mean, it
sock.
doesn't look too bad.
But I have a feeling that this'll hurt you more than it does me.
And it's
It hurts all of us.
To these characters with their way too animated everything.
Get out of the way, you idiots!
You know, at this point, is some human being in this family understanding what's going on here?
No,
I don't
Because-
like.
But so much for the foolhardy computer warriors. On to our
Title
next
drop.
conquest, Parallax.
We have a title. Yay.
Oh my god, that head turn. Ugh.
All circuits are in order.
like I said,
My circuit speed is a bit tangled up.
everything here is in the uncanny valley.
Sorry.
Is it?
Function.
Well, then,
It's too smooth.
the virus
It's too smooth and it's also not smooth enough, and it's probably we're starting to get to the point where money's running out and money's too tight to mention.
No fucking
Yeah.
shit.
Grit, do you copy? The head
Oh, that computer got fixed real quick.
keep them from entering the portal.
Don't think too much about it.
All clear.
I'm not thinking too much about it, it's just pointing it out.
There.
Nothing can stop us now. All clear.
What is it you
Oh,
guys
really?
are trying to do? Like, what is it that the bad guys are trying to do exactly? Because,
Get back into the computer so they can resume screwing up the computer.
Pepsi Generation Next.
I hate
Pepsi
that.
Generation Blam.
Cover me. I'm coming through.
You're gonna have fun with.
Remember, you can use your Pepsi can as anti-aircraft fire.
I mean, Pepsi
Take that,
apparently
Cole.
owns military equipment.
Yeah.
Take that, oh, catch this wave.
Just follow the leader.
You're next, RC Cola.
Jesus.
Really crap.
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's
Shove it
not
real
how
crap.
disk drives work.
Yeah, no.
Virus
I'm
is
like-
captured and transferred to disk.
That's not how those work at all.
I'd say mission accomplished.
Did we get a human being in here? Oh, hide?
Total washout.
Oh, there's a human
At least
being.
Leon said I could come over and use his computer.
Uh,
Hey, what's this
Wait,
special
this
class?
is your house?
Where did
Yeah,
these
who are
come
you?
from?
Why are you
I
talking?
think that's the
This is too
dude
much.
from the
I'm better off
other.
at Leon's. At least he's got a laser printer.
Oh no.
Why is your hair like that?
House.
Oh
Why did
no.
you let the mullet come to thing?
walked off with our prisoners. We have lost unless we can locate this Leon.
I think we're in luck.
Oh,
I was
this
in the
this
car with
Leon.
CPU. I noticed an
You
electronic
shall be
gadget.
Leon. You shall be a good man.
And traveling at the speed of light, I'm sure, will beat that carbon unit to its destination.
Oh no.
Computer warriors, format for bitstream re-entry.
The hell? Yeah, I can see why the networks told him to get out. Yeah,
Yeah.
bye-bye, get out. Goodbye.
To be continued. Never.
Except it wasn't.
Evil viruses are
They-
attacking the world's computers, and the computer warriors
And
have been generated to
here's
stop
the commercial again, in case you
evil technology.
lost too many brain cells watching
it's
the
like-
feature presentation.
It's like-
The
You're gonna have
concept is
human beings-
interesting. The inside the computer stuff was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they got out of the computer, and there was no human being assisting them or being a part of this at all.
Well, here's the thing. Presumably, had this thing gone to series, Leon would have been their human helper.
The human helper, operator, whatever you like.
Yeah.
Although the way
He
that
would've-
the way that ended up, it looked like it was going to be a forced situation rather than natural.
I
Well,
mean,
who
that's
can
happened
say?
before.
Yeah, who can say? Because it never got beyond this point. As far
Right,
as
because they got
this
laughed
is
out.
concerned, those viruses are still trapped in those CD-ROMs
Yeah.
to this
Those
day.
CD-ROMs probably just those CD-ROMs just probably broke.
Yeah, bro probably
because-
could have dropped them on the way there, and they're now ruined, and those viruses are dead.
Or maybe he put one of the CDs in there, got one of the viruses in there, and went, oh God, and then just threw the other ones, just threw them.
But
They're all
yeah,
the same freaking series.
so yeah, it is an interesting premise for a toy line, and I think more importantly, it does enough to distinguish itself from the rest of the transforming robot genre.
Like,
yeah.
This is
Because-
awesome. I would
Yeah.
honestly see more of this.
Yeah, see, like I said, this is just almost too good for the era
Yeah,
Yeah.
in general.
we can tell where
Yeah.
the money went.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's when we got to the traditional hand-drawn stuff that I'm like, yeah, there we go.
There's
Those are the 1980 cartoons.
There it is. Yep.
There's
Yeah,
the crimes
there's-
against humanity we did not want to see again.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, sweet summer child, you have no idea how bad this could get.
Yeah.
Trust
You
me,
will
I've
get
seen
an
some
idea.
shit.
You will get an idea next week.
I don't want an
Oh.
idea next week. I picked the wrong day to quit drinking bleach, lads.
Yeah. But more to the point, the actual transforming devices, as Galax noted, it's more Polly Pocket / Mighty Max. But here's the thing: Transformers had shit like this as well, as a consequence of merging two disparate toy lines together.
What was it? Microman was the one that Soundwave and Perceptor and whatever the fuck the camera guy was named come from.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember what the other line was, and blanking. No, it doesn't matter. The point is, since, as far as I know, these aren't Japanese transplants, because the GoBots was actually a Japanese transplant as well, if I'm remembering correctly. No. This was built over here from the ground up. So that means they could have consistency.
Right.
That's why everything matches up to everything, as opposed to the insane hodgepodge genuine Transformers was. It's like, why does Megatron turn into a disturbingly accurate gun?
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing.
Didn't they make him into more of a ray gun in the States for obvious reasons?
Not really.
No. Original OG Megatron? No, he turns into a Walther PK-7 or what?
Now, Galvatron and Shockwave turned into sci-fi guns.
Yes.
But no, Megatron was just a pretty accurate gun.
Yeah.
And then later becomes a tank, which the tank I understand.
After a certain point, once toy guns had to have red caps had to have orange caps on the end, Megatron stopped transforming into guns and started transforming into appropriate military hardware. Sometimes it's usually a tank, sometimes some kind of flying thing.
Right. But you're never getting the gun again.
Oh God.
Which is kind of almost a shame, because significant portions of his character design are clearly based on, like, you can't make a Megatron whose fucking forearm fusion cannon doesn't kind of look like a fucking scope, or it'll look wrong.
God, we need Ogre in here for this. Am I wrong?
No. I'm like, I don't think he's awake.
I don't know.
I'm joshing. I don't want him back on our programming. Anyway, getting back to Computer Warriors here. So, since this is a homegrown toy line, everything can be consistent with each other. And, they also picked theming that was going to be the wave of the future, but may have been just a little too soon.
Yeah. If they would have waited for this 5 years and let it cook a little more.
Yeah.
Or not even
probably.
5 years, maybe like 2 or 3.
No. Give it about 5 years and we get Reboot.
Fair.
Yeah.
Once again, I don't know how successful Reboot was as a toy line. I know there were
I don't
toys.
even know if there were toys in the U.S.
There were. I saw them advertised.
I never saw any of them locally, so it might have just been in a larger markets thing.
Possibly. But that's what I'm getting at. Like, I'm not sure how successful Reboot was as a toy line. As a television series, remarkably successful for a children's
All right,
cartoon.
lads, we're going to eBay and seeing how much the Computer Warriors toys cost.
All right.
Oh, boy.
Buckle up. Extra innings.
For Babylon, back to Babylon on eBay.
All right, let me...
Live research.
And everybody gets to watch.
On eBay.
And before anyone asks, no, you're not getting my eBay password. Don't. Yeah.
I mean, you might want to censor out your personal email, too.
I mean, it's fine.
Remember, direct all complaints to any fan.
Please don't.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I will bet in your ass so fast.
I'm in charge of this.
All right. We are looking for the Computer Warriors.
Yes. Or, I guess, Computer Warriors?
Computer Warriors Mattel. I mean, that's not bad for 80s toys unopened.
Yeah.
$50,
yeah.
$30.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing crazy except for I saw the expensive thing. And it's not surprising that it's the computer base.
Oh God.
Yeah, that.
Okay, so the figures did actually come with the dumb glider things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm
it's not complete either.
It comes with discs that have already
said not complete. Uh-huh.
Still, I gotta say they were impressively ahead of the curve in 1990, 1989,
right.
having a CD-ROM drive during that time.
Yeah, that's
like
way ahead of its time right there.
No, yeah, like it would be about 3 years before the CD-ROM attachment would see mass adoption.
The Pepsi can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, like looking at these like real models, they're not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also, I can see why this didn't take off.
Mm-hmm.
They're not bad, but there's nothing that really makes them stick out as action.
Yeah, it doesn't have a kick to it. You know?
And like really you can tell that all of their attention was focused towards the, for lack of a better term, the vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's weird calling a Pepsi can a vehicle, but that's what they are.
Yes. Like
soccer, the soccer trophy.
Ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's hard to say how much business this thing did. Like, you know,
I'm pretty sure the Pepsi can alone would probably make this not last long, because I'm pretty sure that Pepsi would have taken it out quick.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, but that's, you know, that's when you rotate. You know, given the rotation of toy lines, that wasn't going to be a problem.
Yeah, they probably would have done something more generic. That's an eventual point.
Probably, like, or they would have gone in with RC Cola, like,
or hell, maybe they would have given Coca-Cola. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
This is in the middle of the decade when.
I think it's more up Pepsi's lane. They're the ones who usually want to try new stuff.
Oh yeah, then again, Coca-Cola did have Max Headroom as a mascot for a couple years, so you never know.
Still, I think that sums up Computer Warriors here. Mm-hmm. It's something that existed, like not god awful, but it's like I'm not surprised that Mattel didn't invest resources in it after a certain amount of time.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, so I suppose we should move on to the news.
Yep.
All right. Which means we start with you, Kevin.
Do you want to start with me, or do you want to start with Galax, considering that... wait.
I think it was going to happen, and so here's the thing. They said I was going to lose internet for 1 to 10 minutes at 12 a.m. on 12/12, I think, and that could mean 24 hours from now if they're stupid.
Yeah.
Or could have them while we're doing this, but I guess I'll just go drive by quick, because I don't have anything to say other than, I really don't have anything news-wise that I want to say right now anyway, and we'll wait till a little bit later, because I did get some news, but I don't want to say it too soon, but yeah, nothing really much going on around here. So Petty, what's going on in your world?
Honestly, not a whole super lot. We did like experiment with some show stuff earlier where instead of going offline for post fragments, I'm gonna like play some games where I can let's like grind in while we wait instead of taking the stream down and hoping people come back. Just kind of leave it open and give them some, as the youngins would call, enrichment. So yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see the numbers on that, see if it helps us any. I still have a little bit of cough from the COVID. I'm probably gonna have that for like 2 or 3 more weeks. So that's fun. And Luna, who had to have dental surgery last week, is starting to work on eating dry food again. We have been giving her like wet food mixed with some dry food to try and get her back into realizing that, hey, your teeth aren't messed up anymore. You can eat dry food now. So that's been a bit of a chore, but hopefully we can get her, gaining weight again and eating. And yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can think of. So, next person.
Alex?
It's been chilly and wet today and not a whole lot of fun, and have a whole bunch of stuff going on that's a little bit like as I said, it's wet and there's windy today, so I'm still at light risk of losing power, and though less than earlier, it's was supposed to slow down by after midnight, so. And then our internet said that they were going to be doing some kind of maintenance thing that would take the stuff down for a brief time after midnight, but it turns out that maybe they meant tomorrow when they said midnight on the 12th, or maybe, I don't know.
Golik disappears for 10 minutes, you know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I haven't been doing too much playing video games, but at least I have a good one to review for this week. And also this weekend, I think there is a Splatoon event that I'm going to be trying to do some salmon running with some people online, so hopefully that goes well.
Oh man, run that salmon.
I think that's about all I've really got.
Well, that means it's my go. Well, so fighting, I think the onset of the cold. Got a bit of a cough today, and a bit of a sore throat. Lozenges are helping. Yeah. And that might have been something I picked up from the doctor's office because I went in for another vitals check, and my blood pressure was elevated again.
Yay. Oh, wait, no, opposite of yay.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit frustrated because it's been over a year since this first started happening, and we haven't quite, the problem hasn't been nailed down. But they want to stick with the medication I have for right now because they just adjusted it twice. And they fear if they do anything more, my blood pressure will go down too far.
Yeah, and that's not good.
No.
You kind of need that.
Yeah, yeah, hypotension is not good.
No.
Anyway, outside of that, just kind of dealing with the chaos of, setting up the show, and all that. Waiting for Christmas. Dreading the start of the shit show next year.
Yeah.
But that's beyond our control at this point. With that in mind, entertainment news. Yes. And it is my grand pleasure to say that the evil has been fucking defeated. Because Sony has announced that their Spiderless Spider-Verse is going to die.
For now. But yeah, I mean, they've reached the end point with it. Like, there's really nothing else at this point because Madam Web crashed.
Well,
Craven is going to crash. Like, there's nothing else at this point. It's like there's nothing.
Well, yeah, because what the fuck was Sony doing here? Okay, you picked Venom, which made sense because here's the thing: Venom is a popular character who is an actual draw for money. I personally hate Venom in most of his forms, but I can't deny the appeal.
And they even did an okayish job of explaining why Venom is anything like Venom if Spider-Man wasn't there. Because remember, in the original thing, the reason why Venom is... And they did take away his big chest logo thingy, but still. Like, he has a whole bunch of Spider-Man related powers in the original.
Right.
The point is, a couple of weeks ago, my nephew was bugging me to put on Venom because he really likes Venom. He would not know who the fuck Madam Web was if he hadn't seen him in the Spider-Man 90s cartoon that I occasionally put on.
Right.
Like,
and then there's Morbius.
Yeah, once again, like, how the fuck are people supposed to know that this is a Marvel character? Like, because it's not just you don't have the inherent name value, but you can't attach it to anything. Like, they didn't link up more. The thing that Sony went wrong with was they didn't use Venom as an anchor point. I know this sounds like hair-raising agony, but think about it. What did Marvel do with the Phase 1 of the MCU?
Right. Like, they built it naturally over time with Iron Man as the anchor, but
it's like they did interconnect that pretty early, as early as the Hulk,
right,
where they mentioned the Avengers Initiative,
right.
And the thing is, Morbius, Madam Web, it's not just that they're obscure characters; it's that their movies are complete and utter dog shit. It's just,
I mean,
when that happens,
though you do have to admit that, like, out of the stable of Spider-Man's amazing friends, as it were, they didn't exactly pick the most amazing ones.
Yes, I mean, honestly, the thing about it is that when it comes to at least to Madam Web, it's like they were trying to do something, but unfortunately, what happened was that pretty much you didn't deliver on what you were promising in terms of, like, these spider girls over here and Madam Web being their teacher and everything else, and then
here's the thing, like, Sony was apparently banking on everyone just assuming this was part of the MCU, up to and including the lead actress of Madam Web. Like, she signed on because she thought it was a Marvel, a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, and not Sony.
I mean, considering the fact that this, from all intents and purposes, was going to be leading to, or at least from what I remember, the original plan, which obviously is not going to come to fruition because he blew it, was going to lead to a Sinister Six movie, right?
Look, Sony had all sorts of plans. Like, this stuff was supposed to tie into the MCU at one point.
Right. But then they blew it.
Yeah. And then there's concepts that they never got off the ground. Like, I distinctly remember they wanted to have Black Cat and Silver Sable headline a movie for...
Yeah. I mean, I would rather have that than frickin' Madam Web movie. I mean, it probably would have been shit, but...
Right, but at least there's more name value there. And,
Madam more name value there. Absolutely. Black Cat alone.
And at least there's some compatibility there.
Yes.
it's also like, yeah, it's not that they just picked unknown characters. You picked D-list characters, and you didn't have a James Gunn in your midst.
Yeah.
Like,
or at the very
if they'd
least,
started with if they started with like Black Cat or something, then not that there isn't a significant what's the word, precedent for really bad solo movies about about attractive female rival characters with cat abilities or cat theming, but like
you don't
there's
even need the
something
cat
there.
theming. Elektra was a piece of shit too.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like, you picked Michael Morbius, or was that a Jared Leto thing? Because I could absolutely see Jared Leto saying, "Yeah, you know what? Let's go with Morbius."
Yeah.
The world may never know.
Yeah, the world doesn't care to know.
That's
they
probably
don't
more
give a
apt.
shit. The world doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm like, and yeah, it really doesn't matter how well Craven does, but it's not looking good.
No, it's gonna crash. It's gonna crash like Madam Web did. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna get drowned out by everything else during the holiday season. Like, it's not happening.
Right.
Because
like it's only projected to make like $12-15 million, which no.
Yeah.
Because Craven, not the most obscure, like he's been used in various media over the various years, but
Craven's
he's not
the main antagonist of the Spider-Man 2 game, like the PS5 one.
Yeah.
Craven is another one that you could do something with. I don't think the problem is that he's like an antagonist usually, and I think I heard they made him a protagonist here.
He's one of those ones that he's morally gray enough that he can be a protagonist or an antagonist depending on what you need.
The thing is, Craven is very tied to Spider-Man, and because otherwise, then you're just making the most dangerous game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not a surprise that this didn't work out.
Yeah,
but
it's like
maybe it's temporary, maybe it's permanent, but Ding Dong, the witch is dead.
I guess it also depends if Marvel proper wants to come in and see about reincorporating Spider-Man into the MCU proper.
Or at the very least, Kevin Feige's going to come into the room and goes, "Yeah, we're not doing well, but you're not doing well either. What do you want to do?"
Yeah.
Anyway, in what has to be the unlikeliest callback in show history, Galax, I have a ugly sweater to recommend to you.
Oh boy!
Oh, really?
Yep.
An ugly Sonic sweater.
Oh,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what?
It's probably too
It's
expensive
not a bad
if it's
idea.
branded.
They're doing a promotion thing for the movie, which, you know what? It's Christmas. Why not?
Do I have to show
You know
the
what?
cat?
Yes. You do.
It's look, it's Christmas. It's it's a promotion. It's a cheeky thing. Why not?
I don't know how limited this is.
Yeah, it's like it's apparently a promotion and it's apparently a contest and it's a giveaway thing. So it's like, you know what? It's cheeky. It's funny. Why not? It's Christmas. It fits the holiday.
Where are you putting it, Adam?
Oh, I thought you were pulling.
Oh, I don't have it. I've heard of it, but I don't have it in front of me. Is it on Sonic's Twitter? I'm guessing.
It's on. I can. I hold on a second. I can screen cap it and put it up in just a second. Hold on. I can get it for you. And click. Got it.
Okay.
Hold on a second.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm pulling it up.
I got it first. Hold on.
All right.
You want me to put it in the general or the private?
General's fine.
All right.
If I have to suffer, everyone else does.
3, 2, 1. It'll be up in just a second.
Yeah. -1, -2.
Got it.
That was it. Oh, it's in
the
voice
general.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the actual general chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not great.
I have seen the face of God. And God's an asshole.
I feel like that's insufficiently Christmassy. You might be able to get it to pass as a Hanukkah one, but there's too much red on it for that. So
yeah, it's a cheeky thing
yes,
for the
it is
holiday.
an ugly sweater. Yeah,
it's an ugly sweater for Christmas. That's a freaking contest thing. It's what it looks like to me. So
enjoy.
It's
chat.
not that. It's not. Yeah, it's not that. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, that's.
I
it's
thought
not.
we killed this thing.
I still don't know what they were fucking thinking with that.
Yeah, it's a cheeky thing for Christmas. I'm not too upset.
This lives here now. Oh my god.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, try not to have this invade your nightmares.
It's already
the promotion
there.
is over anyway.
Hey,
apparently.
Yeah, and if you did manage to win this thing, hey, maybe you can get it on. Maybe you can put it on eBay, and make some good old money off it.
Or do the right thing and burn it.
or at the very least, wear it and be and do something upset about it.
No, I like mine better. Burn it. We killed that fucker.
What? Come on, it's for It's a Christmas sweater.
I get that, but I also I get that. It's also
it's like, come on. I'm not that upset about it. Come on.
Fair enough. So, anything else to discuss?
Yes.
Oh boy.
This is something I wanted to get to last week, but we went so overlong it had to be cut.
Yeah.
And that is the Avatar leak.
Like animated leak, or are they doing another live action?
No, the Earthbender series.
Oh, they actually greenlight that? That's
yes. At least this is what's being alleged.
Yeah.
So it's something that may bear fruit in like a year or two. Assuming it doesn't get announced earlier.
So the sequel series to The Legend of Korra has rumored to have already finished 2 episodes in the story/animatic stage as of July 2024.
So at least 2 years before we're actually, you know.
Yeah.
According to the report, according to the report, the female protagonist will first be seen as a homeless young girl alongside her animal guide, who looks like a large feline-type creature. The earthbending avatar will also be an amputee, missing her left leg.
And this is taking place in what? Gotta be like the early...
Good question. This will be coming up in a paragraph or two. The avatar will also, quote, be from a set of identical twins who will supposedly, quote, be the focal point of the series, with one raised by the White Lotus in A Life of Luxury and the other, presumably the true avatar, as a street orphan with her animal companion. The series will take place, quote, sometime in the future, as the storyboards look like people ride on hoverboard.
That's a bit further than. Well, okay.
They kind of had hoverboards.
Sorry, no.
No.
I get. Look.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. No, that's about where this is going to have to take place.
Well, right. I mean, the setting is not the problem with what I got.
Well,
but the avatars usually live to be over 100 years old, and Korra didn't have the early dying thing that Aang got from being frozen in the iceberg.
And
now, I guess it would only make sense that they would go to the future because they've done
they're either going to the future or the present. Or we're going to get.
Yeah, what I was going to say is that with bending being technologized, which you were already seeing in Korra, hoverboards are more plausible than they would be otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah.
Well, like the metal benders already had something similar. Like they still needed metal, and like it was mostly the magnet benders.
Yeah.
Who could use them? But I could imagine adjustments being made in 100 years to where, society at large could at least make some use of them. Kind of like how even non-airbenders can kind of use the airbender gliders, even though it's not as well.
Or, if you want a more distinct example, how Asami in The Legend of Korra wielded a lightning gauntlet. But there's more. The biggest and craziest change is that coordinations do not exist anymore in this sequel series due to some, quote, some unknown cataclysmic events that was stopped by the Avatar Korra. Somehow, as a result, she will be forced to reshape the world into 7 new heathens, which could be the subtitle to the series. I'm like,
so are they going to cover this in the comics, or are we just not going to know about this?
I'm hearing all of this, and no, I'm not liking it. Yeah, I've seen a lot more things here. Go.
Okay, quote, this would effectively make Avatar Korra the most powerful avatar known in the lore due to her ability to break and remake the world on her own, the outlet stated. Before speculating, this event is what ultimately kills Avatar Korra, leading to the reincarnation of the Earth Avatar. That's just their speculation. I'm like, to say that...
I mean, she already did some janked up stuff with the spirit gates and stuff, so...
I'm like, no. Like, I'm sorry, no. I'm like... I'm not upset about what you're trying to do with, prosthetic leg avatar, okay? I'm not. First off, you're retreading probably what I was the worst season of Avatar in season 2, so no on that front right there. Thank you very much. Number 2, you brutalized Korra for a story device again. No. I'm sorry. I'm like, no. Forget it. Bryke, if this is what you're planning, you're gonna feel pain again. It's not going to end well for you. I don't think this is gonna take off.
I'm like
no. I'm sorry, no. And apparently Asami is still alive, and basically Korra dies and Asami lives, and that also sits poorly with me.
Bury half your gaze this time instead of both of them.
Falls right. Yeah. So Bright decided to roll out the fridge at the end of the day. Nope. 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 If that's the case, the Brike's rolling out the fridge
Yep.
and saying, "Hey, Cora, get in."
I mean, if you want to have a new avatar, the previous one has to die somehow.
I mean, I kind of get part of it because when the heavy metal poisoning probably fucked Cora up. So I get that she's probably not living as long as a normal avatar would. But at the same time, that's kind of unfortunate.
Not sure about...
Again, I don't think we're getting exactly what you'd call a full picture of things from this.
But she's only dying. She's only dying. She's only living until her 40s, and then she's dying. And dying in a way that's seemingly something that she is somehow incapable of doing unless you make shit up. Like it don't feel right. You know what I'm saying? It don't feel right. Like, I appreciate what you were trying here, and I appreciate the plot, and I appreciate the mindset here, but go back to the drawing board and start over. Even though it's too late to do so, apparently. Just no. No. Like
I think we broke Kevin.
No, you haven't broken me. Trust me. It's one of those things where I'm, trying to contemplate this, trying to understand this but yeah, it's like, like no. It's like,
why doesn't OBS give me a transparency setting? I want to make Sonic somewhat transparent. Damn it. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean. But again, it's like these are leaks, and maybe a lot of it is not true, or maybe it's not right, or maybe they somehow make it understandable.
Mm-hmm. Like, I get somebody from the previous Avatar's gang still needs to be kind of around as a mentor figure. At least it's based on rules they've kind of set.
Okay,
again, at the same time,
on the subject of mentor figures, this is a detail that the initial article missed. Cora will be, I forget her name's, she will be the mentor figure, i.e. via spirit.
Yeah, I was about to say spirit mentorship.
Force Ghost, yeah.
Kind of like Roku.
Yes.
Although it does feel kind of bad because everything that Cora was trying to do and work with was all for nothing.
We really needed more context on this, because I get there needs to be an avatar. It's like one of the tenets of the world.
Yeah, but at the same time, it sounds like the way that this is going to come about is a complete and total dumping of everything that was done and everything that Cora was trying to do, and it's going to end up with her trying to have this new girl trying to accomplish to try to rebuild everything back up. And I don't like that.
Yeah. Like, it's definitely been met with a lot of controversy.
As we can tell by Kevin over here.
I saw the images and stuff of the new girl and his and her I guess traveling partner. But I'm like, I didn't know. Yeah, the image of the girl here and this boy figure, who's apparently named Karak. But yeah, I saw the picture there.
Is that her name or his name?
His name, yeah. Or I'm assuming, but yeah, the picture of clearly, yeah, the picture that's been going around, and I see that and I go, okay, and I didn't know the context, and I didn't hear the context until just now, and it's like, Damn it! You haven't learned a goddamn thing. Like at this point, it's like, you mean you hated what they were doing over here with the live action Netflix series, and in the meantime, this is what you're doing?
Apparently. Well, keep in mind, they are doing many things. Like, right now, the focus is on the Avatar Aang movie.
Well, I mean, considering this...
Is it like truncating all the books into like a movie, or?
No, it's going to be a new adventure.
Yeah, oh boy. I'll tell you what.
Post Firelord, I'm guessing? Or pre? Like
yeah,
pre-freezing.
It's going to be adult Aang and company.
Huh.
Well, I'll tell you what. You better land the plane on that one, because I don't like the way this plane is taking off over here.
On that note, I think we should wrap up for the week.
Yeah, we're good here.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
All right. So, coming next week, we'll be welcoming One Sheep Army to the program. So how to describe this artist? Well, he's an artist of the porn kind. Like,
so put
straight up
the 18 plus tag on this one. Got it.
Oh God, yes. The creator of series like Clairvoyant. Anyway,
I would have been fine with that pun if you didn't say he was 18 plus.
I'm like, well, I suppose the important thing is to mention what he caters to. And that is tits. Very, very large breasts.
Oh boy.
I'm like,
men of culture rise up. I mean, wait, what?
I mean, we're talking...
That'll be fine. That'll be fine.
We're talking very large here, let's say. I'm like, I don't have an example. Yeah. All right. Anyway, so look forward to that next week. And presumably Mac will be here and not, let's say,
running around trying to make sure his life doesn't collapse on him.
Or trying to find a barrel to put around himself.
Or looking for a new kneecap.
Right.
I'm like, right. So until then, stay safe.